Hello and welcome. I just want to create a protective circle by honoring all of the elements and directions all around: East air, South fire, West water, North earth, and Center spirit. Thanking all of the spirits of this land, all of the keepers of this earth under my feet, the sky above, the sun, the moon, the cosmos, the breath within me, within you. So thank you all for being here. I wanted to come on today. It's about to storm here. I'm going to sit outside on my porch. It's about to thunderstorm. I live in the South and we definitely have thunderstorms and lightning storms. And I think that they are a powerful conduit for energy, for change. As you've probably felt stormy inside of your own self, it's important to know that outbursts are not bad. Triggers are not bad. Like having meltdowns is not necessarily a bad thing. We need to be able to get the stuff, the gunk, the old stories, the old ways, the lies out of our system. And the only way we can really do that is by letting it come out. Be the same thing as if you ate some poisonous food and you had food poisoning. Well, you're probably going to puke. We've got to puke out this stuff. We have to let all of these old things go. We can't keep it inside of us anymore. So I really wanted to talk to you all through a Chinese medicine lens. I am an acupuncturist. I've studied Chinese medicine for a long time. I found that it was the medicine that really shifted and changed my life as far as the way in which I viewed healing and my body, and really I incorporate Chinese medicine into kind of everything I do. It's a lens in which I operate from. And so fuck my dog, hold on. Gotta let the dog in. Gotta let the dog in. Okay, letting the dog in. All right, living my life with my cute dog. So it's a way in which I incorporate healing in my life, because Chinese medicine really looks at the elements, the earth, the body, the sky, the spirit, the soul, time as like existing in the right now. It's really based out of Taoism, and I myself am not religious in any form, but I do love teachings that connect you to yourself, connect you to your breath, connect you to your soul, because ultimately what we're looking for is never going to be outside of us. What we're looking for is never going to be found somewhere outside of ourselves. We can use the outside world as a reflection, but ultimately what we're looking for is ourselves. We are walking ourselves home, and home is our soul, and we're getting closer and closer to the center of our soul, or the seat of our soul. And when we can really sit in the seat of our soul, we have full access to ourselves. Now, we all know that we have been indoctrinated, we have been poisoned, we have been lied to, our parents, our grandparents. This goes on for a long time. If you think of like colonization, here maybe 500 years, but colonization as far as like a whole, when it comes to our consciousness, when it comes to mythology, the colonization of mythology, this is going back like 5,000 years plus. So we have a lot of shedding to do, a lot of releasing to do in order for us to find more of ourselves. The more that we release this old gunk, these lies, these old beliefs, the more room we have for ourselves, right? So a lot of times when you go through big healings, you can feel alone, scared, lost, those feelings. Well, it's like you've moved into a new empty room. There's not gunk and stuff cluttering it up. So it can feel isolating. It can feel lonely. It can feel confusing because maybe you haven't had this much room before. So through Chinese medicine, I wanted to talk about how it works for just eating food because we get energy from whatever we are digesting. Whether we're digesting a sandwich or we're digesting a belief about ourselves or we're digesting something someone said to us or we're digesting new energies coming to us or coming out of us, there's still a digestive process when it comes to our energetic makeup. So in Chinese medicine, whenever you take in food and water is how you make postnatal qi. You have prenatal qi and you have postnatal qi. The prenatal qi, that came from your parents. It's like your constitution. So depending what kind of energy levels or what your parents passed down to you, that's going to be your prenatal qi. Your prenatal qi you really can't change. At least that's what I've been taught. I don't know if everything's hard and fixed. I believe that there's room for shifting and changing, but like, for example, like one of my parents is a heroin addict and the other one, both of my parents are addicts. So like my prenatal qi, I mean, my whole family was addicts. So my prenatal qi maybe like isn't as strong as some other people that I've seen that their parents aren't that, just based on that level, because heroin really, attacks the kidneys, and the kidneys is where all of your source energy is. It's called your yuan qi. That's where the like pre and postnatal qi are housed. And so it's like your reservoirs. So for example, maybe I didn't come in with a lot of reservoirs. So you eat food and you drink water. You make postnatal qi. That you can control based on how you're caring for yourself. Like, are you resting? Are you eating well? Like, all of the things that you're bringing into your body. And this is on levels of like thoughts about yourself, beliefs, stories, the energy from the outside world. I believe it's everything coming into the body, not just food. So we eat the food, we drink the water, we take in the stories, we take in the beliefs, we have that sent to our spleen. That's the first place it goes, is our spleen. And the spleen transforms and transports that qi. It extracts out the qi from the spleen, and the cleanest, clearest, most vibrant, most full of life qi gets sent up to our lungs. Our lungs are like this fountain. So think about the lungs being like this misting fountain. Like, we are the fountain of life. We are the fountain of youth. And so this misting fountain, and that really clean, clear, vibrant, healthy qi that was extracted from the food, your spleen takes it up to the lungs, and the lungs disperse that really clear qi all through your skin and muscle layer. That's what gives you that's one of the things that can give you like a vibrant glow and a healthy complexion. And it also makes your wei qi, which your wei qi is your defensive qi, aka your immune system, aka your boundaries. So you want that qi that's being sent up to be like crisp and clean, like all eyes open, really aware, so that it can protect you, so that it can keep you well, so that it really can keep you nourished. And the rest of the qi that goes down from your spleen, as it goes through your small intestine and large intestine, out like all the way through your colon, as it goes down, as it trickles down, your body extracts the nutrients from it until it eventually comes out as waste. You know, we poop, and that's the waste product. Everything has been extracted out of it, or you want everything to get extracted out of it that you need. That's usable energy, usable fuel. So the same thing happens with any kind of energy that we bring into our body, anything that we have to digest. Like, we are pulling the nutrients out of it. The clean, clear nutrients, the qi, goes up to your lungs. It's distributed out, and it keeps your skin well, keeps your immune system really strong. And then we keep extracting the rest out. So that's if every organ is doing their job appropriately. That's if every meridian is clean and clear and open and moving and flowing. Like, we want to be flowing at all times. Even when I'm sitting here, even when you're sleeping, everything in you is still moving. Things don't stop. All of the systems in your body, the pulmonary system, the circulatory system, the digestive system, the endocrine system, all of the systems, they're doing stuff all the time. Like, it's moving. And so you want it to move. Like, you want it to flow. Like, movement is life. And when things get stuck, when energy gets stuck, when beliefs get stuck, when food gets stuck in your digestive system, in your intestines, there becomes a blockage where the flow it isn't flowing anymore, or isn't flowing as well. And the more it gets blocked up, the more stagnation there is. The more stagnation in a channel that's trying to move energy, the more inflammation. You start making heat. It's almost like a motor that's running and then you put a wrench in it, but it's still going, but it's just not, thunder. It's just not moving, but it wants to move, and it's creating all this tension. It's creating inflammation. So a lot of times when there's stagnation, there's pain and there's inflammation. They all usually go together. So really being able to go back to that flow, which has a lot to do with releasing the waste products. Now, a lot of us, most of us, all of us, the whole world, I feel like the whole world, we are holding on to beliefs that are hurting us, that are blocking us, that are dead, that are stagnant, and they've made us an inflamed world. Look at Earth. Earth is inflamed because we are inflamed. And it's important for us to really let go of the things that truly are not true for us. Maybe they were never true, but they're definitely not true now. The more we hold on to them, the more we stay stuck. Those feelings of like, I feel stuck. I think all of us have said that before. Like, I feel stuck right now. I'm stuck in this. Like, the word stuck comes up a lot. Well, that stuck is energy. It's stuck energy that really wants to move. So when something is coming up really big in your life and maybe you can't get away from it, you try to go every direction and it's coming up in every direction, that's an energy that really wants to be dealt with. It's stuck in so many places that all of you can see it. So it's really wanting to be released. And I think that every single day is an opportunity for a new life, a new start, like a newness. And I think it's important to really bring ourselves into this now moment. It's like, is that thing that we're worrying about happening to us right here, right now, in this second? Like, maybe it happened to us in the past, but it doesn't mean it has to be our life for forever. And the only way that we're going to be able to help other people is like, we also have to be okay. Like, a lot of us have been pouring from empty ass cups for so long. Like, a lot of us are trying to run with like an empty tank. We're trying to do all this with like no fuel, and it's just going to make us more and more tired. And what that does is that depletes your yin. The more that you try to do all this stuff from like absolutely nothing, it's going to deplete your yin more and more and more. And when that yin is depleted, you'll feel like you don't really have a foundation to stand on, because the yin is the more kind of like dense material that settles. Like, you need the yin and you need the yang. So you need to let go, you need to decompose, you need to have the compost. And this yin underneath of us, when we don't have enough of us, we feel like we don't have like a ground to stand on. So if you've ever felt like your foundation is shaking and you can't trust your like underneath, like, I fucking know that. Like, I've spent pretty much all of my life in fight or flight because of my like upbringing was like so traumatic that it's hard to trust any situations. Like, many of us who have maybe been taking care of ourselves by ourselves our whole lives, like, I don't have communication with my parents, and I haven't since I was 17. I'll be 40 in September. And so, you can see that's been a long time. It's been like only me. A lot of us who have been like, hey, it's only me. And if I don't take care of myself, or if I'm not okay, or if I'm not going full speed, everything is going to crumble from underneath me. And that kind of like over dependence or hyper dependence or like hyper will, almost like your solar plexus is in overdrive because you're like, I got to do it, I got to do it, I got to do it. If I don't do it, no one will do it. You know, that feeling of like constantly running your engine. Well, that really depletes your yin. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like the more you run your engine when you need to be chilling and resting, the more that yin depletes and the more you don't feel like you have anything to stand on. So it like, you know, it goes hand in hand. And so it's important to really let ourselves relax at times. Like there's a whole bunch of shit going down in the world. There's been a lot of chaos in the world. There's been a lot of like horrible things happening. And it like, we have to be able to deeply rest, and we also have to be aware of our surroundings. It's definitely not the easiest thing to do. And I really love Chinese medicine because it teaches us to connect with each one of our organs so that we can see where we need a little like assistance. So the lung and the large intestine, I love working the lung and large intestine. Thunder. The lung and the large intestine, the lung is all about processing grief and sorrow. Okay, all of us have grief and sorrow to process. If you say you don't have grief and sorrow to process, I don't see how that's possible. There's so many things happening. There's so much suffering. There's so much. You would have to be completely walled off from everything and everyone to not feel the immense grief and sorrow that we are collectively going through. I think that it's important to have boundaries and not take on everybody. However, we are all connected here. We are all connected. All humans are connected. We are connected to the trees. We are connected to the animals. We are connected to the elements, the sky, the energy. And if you are becoming more and more sensitive, I definitely know I am, that's not a bad thing. Becoming sensitive means that you are taking off all of those barriers and all of those cruddy energies that have told you that like other people don't matter or something, or to hate your neighbor or to hate people in other places. And like, that's just not going to work. Like, that's not going to work anymore. We can't do that. We can't be like full of like, fuck the other person, because we are all here together and we are all connected. You know, the human species, we are all connected, just like animals and winds and trees. We're all connected. So it's so important to work with the organs, and the lungs help you process grief and sorrow and sadness. They also help you take in a new breath for like new inspiration, new vitality. Like think about air, think about the element of air. It's all about like sharp insight, like all of those things. So as you clear out the grief, the sorrow, the sadness, you will have room for new inspiration, new vitality, new ideas. And the large intestine is what works with the lungs. So the large intestine allows us to let go. We do this emotionally, energetically, and we do this physically. Ooh, it's raining now. And we do this physically, like we shit. So we need to take a energetic shit. Like, it's time for us to energetically shit out all of these old beliefs about ourselves. It's time to energetically shit out all of these systems of oppression, like, that are literally like not here for us. Like, have we not learned by now that the government is like literally not here for us? Big business is not here for us. Like, they're not here for us. We're just commodities and fuel for it. So like, we have to do something outside of that. We can't keep going back to our abusers looking for the love and affection and care that we need to give each other. Like, we have to do this. We have to build this. So today I'm coming on to say it's going to be raining, and so I'm going to have to end this because the rain's getting too loud. But really focusing on the lung and the large intestine, taking in a deep breath, and really like letting go of the energy that's just the thoughts. Like, clear your mind, sit under a tree, connect to the trees. The trees are the energetic healers of this earth. They are our teachers. The trees will teach us how to clear energy from ourselves, from other people, from spaces, from thought systems, from matrices, like from the grid lines. Like, sit with the trees. The trees are the ancestors. The trees are the wise ones. The trees are the story keepers. The trees are the Reiki masters of this earth. And so we can really clear this energy out of our body. And again, this isn't a one-stop shop. This is a daily practice. There's no person who's like woke on this earth where they're like, I'm woke, I know everything. That's not fucking possible. It's a daily practice. We don't get to stop. We've got like 5,000 years of things we need to clear. So daily practice. Breathe with the trees every day. Like, connect with the trees in your neighborhood. Like, get to know who they are and what they have to teach you. Like, connect with the earth more, connect with the sky. Like, we are connecting a lot on these digital devices, and I think that that's cool, but I also think that you need to turn your phone off, put it away, put it in a drawer, and just like connect with something outside of the digital like grid. And a lot of like things are coming through, a lot of healing is happening right now. We are in a Saturn retrograde. Mercury has gone direct. Saturn retrograde can be challenging. I think a Saturn retrograde is a time to go back and see what systems and structures we're still like fucking around in and where we need to like take our energy. Like maybe we're still doing that same old structure. Maybe we're still running that same old system. Well, it hasn't been working. It's still not working. So it's time to do something else. It's a really good time to go back and have a second look at maybe what we have been doing that we don't need to do anymore. So I think that's all I have to share today. Doing some deep breathing underneath a tree is like one of the best things that you can do for yourself when it comes to clearing your lungs and working with your lung and large intestine. So blessings to everybody here today. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.